Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to dive right in today with a nuanced message. And then I'm going to read a letter that I received from Jaliska. What we're dealing with today here is friendships with women. Okay? Friendships with women. What you need to know. How to cultivate, celebrate, and release them when necessary. Today's topic, and we're going to take our walk in just a minute, but I'd like to set you up for the content that's coming. Again, this is nuanced. I'm not talking about romantic relationships between women. I'm talking about friendships, platonic friendships, the bonds. We're dealing with the feminine divine energy today. Nuanced topic, and I believe a lot of folks will be healed. And I've just received recently probably four or five letters around this subject area, friendship with women. So that's letting me know it's time to get into the nitty gritty on this topic. Here's the letter from Jaliska. Dear Sheila, I'm somewhat ashamed as I write this. I'm struggling to move past the ending of a 20-year relationship with a dear friend. The friendship ended abruptly after she said I excluded her from an event. I didn't invite her to a professional function because a former coworker that I know she hates was going to be there as a guest panelist. I have tried to reach out numerous times and explain. She wants absolutely nothing to do with me and has made it clear the friendship is over. I'm not doing well, and any advice that you have will be appreciated. Sincerely, Jaliska. Jaliska, first and foremost, I'm so sorry. When things like this happen, I had a long-standing friendship that ended years ago, and I can tell you right now, it rocked my world. I was physically, emotionally, and spiritually upended. I needed to take a few days off work, rebalance myself, and get some support to move through it. So you have nothing, ma'am. And that's why I want to stop and give you some support here, because I know how this feels. You have not one thing to be ashamed of. These are the things that come up in our lives, in our evolution. And I want to throw this out at you, Jaliska, and understand where I'm coming from. I'm not convinced you've lost a friendship. I believe, Spirit leads me to believe, the friendship has been removed. Okay, there's a distinction. There are many things that will come up in life, in relationship transitions being one of them. Often the hand of God will come in and remove the relationship for our growth and development as well as theirs. Okay, bottom line, there is a way there's a way to do things and a way to handle things, and blowing up a friendship because you were not invited to a function, that's not one of them. That's not the way to go. So already right there, I know that there's a level of immaturity. How can I identify this so clearly? I've been there. I've been the person who ghosted people, immature, didn't know how to handle it. I'm very transparent on the channel. Until the growth, the maturity, the learning over the years has come in. So I can tell you, someone who's doing those things, they're not up to speed. they're really not up to speed, and there are things going on there. So that's really what you need to hear. And I want to be so clear before you get on your shoes and we take this walk together, because I'm going to lay out on the walk. I'm going to just lay out the additional playbook. This is just the prep before the walk. Hear me, everyone. And by the way, this is for women who robust friendships and you're enjoying that, and I celebrate that. I'm so grateful for the quality friendships that are in my life. I celebrate them every day. This is also for women who are raising your hand. You know what? Those friendships, I want to cultivate them. They're not there. I'm looking at making some changes across the board. This is a video for women in general, because so many times I'll get these letters. People are just, beating up on themselves. I just want to give you a fresh perspective here. And the quality of connection, bond, a friendship, if it forms, the quality of the relationship, these friendships that you will have with women, that has everything to do with where this woman is inside of her life, what phase she is in her life, her level, where she is in her mind, her mental health. Has she done her work? Is she doing any work? And when, someone has levels of brokenness and wounding and immaturity and things they haven't worked out, what do you think you're going to get? Many years ago, I had a woman, she reached out for counseling. First thing she said, sitting on my couch, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. Those connections aren't there. Those friendships aren't there. And I worked with her a little while, and I discovered plenty of opportunity for connection. People dropping in, and as soon as they would, she would start her nonsense and find a reason to distance herself. When people reach out, reach back. People are giving you an olive branch. If you're lonely, you may want to pick it up and run with it. And that wasn't happening. That had to do with where she was in her functioning. And in her mind, a woman reached out to me a few weeks ago and she said, Sheila, I'm here. My friend isn't happy for me. I did a video about that. If you label this a friendship and you have good news, your child is born, you have a trip, something wonderful happened in your life, and there's no, acknowledgement or validation, that's not something to look over. You really want to pay very close attention to that. You really do. And Jaliska, as we prepare for the walk, I really want to also connect you to, and I bring this up in every video, when you're in that kind of deep pain, and that's why I stopped. This video that I'm making for you, it was not in queue, but I know what that pain is like. As I shared, I was so upended, I had to get some support. But my greatest support when all that happened with this person years ago, it came from God. There was one day I just stopped everything and I just cried out. I said, Father, and by the way, I don't think anything hurt me that bad before or after. It just was so, on the Richter scale of life, it was, probably the highest number. And I just called out. I said, Father, I literally, I'm going to need you to come and just remove this energy from me. And within a 24-hour period, the hand of God came in, and it was, when I say numbing, it was just a pleasant numbing, if you will. A peace came over me, and I was able to continue on. And the good news is, when these episodes happen in life, once the dust settles, there's so much wonderful fruit. There's so much wonderful fruit that you will be able to receive from that relationship ending. I mean, for me, it was a wake-up call. We're so tempted. I say this in my videos all the time. You're looking at other people, and certainly, how this person behaved, their rude behavior, things came out of their mouth that was hurtful. Okay, after we get through with all of that, pointing that finger, I had to look at myself. What was it about me that allowed me to remain in a toxic, unhealthy circumstance like that, woefully imbalanced, issues around respect left and right, And so it was a massive, again, after the dust settled, the healing comes in. It was just a massive growth spurt for me after that, and just catalyst for a lot of wonderful things. And because that relationship was so toxic and disconnected, it has just made me treasure and value the good people, through the years that God has brought in. I have some long-standing friendships. These are people who've traveled with me through time. We've grown together. And then, God has dropped in so many just gorgeous, beautiful people, friends, to enjoy life with. So Jaliska and everyone else, I get it. Trust me, I get it. The relationships are valuable. They're a spice of life. But we got to have the playbook. We have to walk in balance out here. So get on your shoes, meet me out here at the park, and let's take a deeper dive into this. And I want to hear your thoughts on this. This is a rather juicy topic, if you will. So I'll see you out there in a minute. We're out here. You're here with your auntie Sheila in the house. We're another beautiful day at the park. We're going to dive into this topic straight away. But before that, I want to remind everyone that my Tools Not Talk program, it's up and running. We're enrolling. This is a fabulous live course, accountability. We get together each week. Circles are always forming. If you're ready to elevate your life, check out that link below, schedule a consultation with me, and come on board. All right, everyone, you know how we like to start out. Please make your wish. Make your wish. Dreams, hopes, wishes, they're coming true every single day. Me just being out here and sharing with all of you, being healthy, in my right mind, feeling good, feeling fresh. I'm walking. I'm living a dream right here and right now. So stay connected to your dreams. All right, let's tackle our topic today. It's a nuanced topic. And again, that's the benefit I give you. A lot of the topics, people may think about them, but they're not bringing you the rich context and information. That's what makes the lift different. Today, I want to talk about building, sustaining, and when it's necessary, letting go of friendships with women, what you need to know. I've always believed that friendships are the spice of life. And I feel so grateful for the warm, connected friendships that I have. It's something that I would love for everyone to experience. So when I was sitting with this woman a few weeks ago, and she just said, the connections aren't there, the friendships aren't there, Sheila, she really did spark the idea to make this video. From a practical perspective, friendships are grounding for us. From a spiritual perspective, they offer us an opportunity to experience different parts of ourselves. So whether, if you're a woman and you're watching this, Sheila, it's great. I have such warm, connected friendships. Hey, thumbs up, you'll find value in this. Or if you're a woman, you say, you know what? I want those warm, connected friendships. They're just not there for a variety of reasons. My message today is absolutely for you. Please lean in. I'm going to break this message into 3 parts. The first part is, when might you find a benefit of value in releasing a friendship with your woman friend, gal pal, girlfriends? Because again, this is a nuanced video. The importance of maintaining friendships. And then what about making new friends? We're here at our root tree. This is the point in the video. I like to make a double wish. Please stop what you're doing and go ahead and make a wish on the root tree. that goes to the very core and the foundation of your life. Okay, thank you, Root Tree. You're absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Okay, let's keep walking. So let's start with this first component of releasing. When might it be necessary? You know, the number one reason that I could give you, if you think about every friendship you've ever had and every person you've ever met, and they stayed on the ship of your life, that ship would probably sink, because it's just too many people in the boat. We grow, we evolve. There are friendships, you know, both friends could outgrow it, quite frankly. I think about a friendship that I had years ago. It ended in a really toxic, negative manner. I met this person, this friend, when I was, let's call it was during the broken years. I was just coming of age, coming into myself, still had a lot to figure out, was just more passive, not asking empowering questions, not really living an empowered life. And all of that started to change. I was changing from the inside out. Something occurred that I did not appreciate in the relationship. I wasn't really willing to be a doormat anymore or an emotional tampon. I will reference my video that refers to just you pouring into folks and accepting imbalance in the relationship. And I needed to sit down and speak with this person. So that was a no-no as far as where her evolution was concerned, because it's just something this person could not take. In every friendship that forms, there's unspoken rules, these contracts we make. And one of the elements that was unspoken in that relationship, I had conducted myself for a long time, kind of smile, go along. And when that dynamic shifted, whoa, we were off to the races. And what I learned after the dust settled and that relationship, that friendship was released, as you grow and as you come of age, by default, either the friendship is going to grow with you or you're going to grow apart. And it just happens that way. And if you continue to try to force it, you know, you're going to be in a bad situation. You're going to experience more stress and strain. Another change that can come is marriage, children come, other relationships may enter in, and there are some friends who will make room for you and prioritize that friendship. Others will not. I've been on both sides of this. I myself, I am partnered. I have my child is still relatively small. I've always made friends, always made time and space for my friends, whatever station they are in life. I've had it where I've had girlfriends, they're married, they're on their goodbye, see you later, and it's just, you know, it hurts. Unfortunately, that's a reality, and I'm just a firm believer where there's no space, there's no real space being made for you. It really is time. It's time to move on. You have to just mourn that friendship and go your own separate ways. Another reason is imbalance. Your friend is just not showing up for you. I mean, that reason is self-explanatory. Where places where there's no value for you, the friendship is not elevating and supportive. You have to stop and ask yourself, you know, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Why am I making this investment? I was speaking with someone a few years ago, and again, you know, Sheila, the relationships aren't there, the friendships aren't there. And the reality is this was in a therapeutic context. that she reached out to me. She was she was sweet, but very, very a depressing personality, and I had to tell her with as much compassion as possible, if this is how you're connecting with people, always seeing the worst, it's going to be very difficult for you, particularly later in life. I mean, she was older than 35, 37, 38 or so. It's going to be very difficult for you to make the connection. People don't want to feel depressed when they're connecting and speaking with you. And then, the last reason, this is very nuanced, but I'm sure some of you can relate to it. If you've ever had a friendship with someone and you just made a mistake, a genuine mistake that you're sorry about, and this person just can't deal with it, that situation is not going to work. We all make mistakes. We all make missteps. And pardon me if I just cannot be perfect for you. So those are reasons. After a while, particularly after rapport is built, I mean, there should be some wiggle room. If you have a frame of reference for me, I did apologize. There should be some leadway. And I'll tell you, some folks just don't have it. Now, what I want to say before I talk a little bit about the importance of maintaining your relationships, please understand that there are all kinds of friendship. There's all kinds of friendship. You will have people, this is just kind of someone occasionally I hang out with. Then you're going to have your best bosom buddies. They come at all different levels, and everyone has their place. Should you decide to invite them in the space of your life? And one of the mistakes that I see people make, everyone's not going to be a ride or die. I have a friend, I only see her a few times a year. It's fun. She's not my best bosom buddy, but there's value. Those couple visits, they add value. I don't insist that she would be any more than that. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of space and room for robust and rewarding connections, but you really do have to keep expectations in check. Can you guys see this beautiful, that's a cardinal, this red bird? I love to make a wish whenever I see a red bird. If you can see it, go ahead and make a wish too. Oh my God, how beautiful. So back to the importance of maintaining your friendships. Some time ago, I was sitting chatting with a woman, and she said to me, Sheila, when I get partnered up, I literally just, my friends, I let them go. It was just pure neglect. Now here that relationship has ended. What advice do you have for me? I'm literally starting from scratch. Honestly, if I were them, I wouldn't be so excited to see me. I feel like now, okay, it's just convenient, so I'm flowing back to them. But I genuinely regret it. And the reality is, I really didn't have easy advice for her. It was rather hard advice. I said, well, you can certainly try. Reach out, give them a little bit of a shout out and see where they're at, but you have to expect it may not be a go for them, and you're going to have to basically, in the friendship department, as you said, start from scratch. So I had to talk to her about, how can you go about in a healthy way making new friends, and I'll share that with you in a little bit. Keep in touch. Maintain your friendships. If you value them and there's a nice rapport and you really have that sense, yeah, this is positive. There's value here. there's real value. You can text them, you know, how you doing, just checking on you. For the friends who mean something in my life, I keep them on my Caring Connection calendar. And it's reciprocal. I'm on their calendar, they're on my calendar, and vice versa. So even though we're all busy, we do have time to check in and come together and just show that value. Stay in touch. Stay in touch. That really does support your mental health and your wellness. It's so important. And then lastly, I want to say a few words about, if you feel like you're starting from scratch, you know, for a variety of reasons, friendships do dissolve along the way, but you're at the point in your life where you're saying, you know what, I really do want to cultivate some quality connections. So this part of the playbook is for you. I will tell you, almost every video that I make, there's a spiritual component to it. And over the years, I just want to share with you and give you a visual of where the place I'm at, where friendships are concerned, relationships with women are concerned, relationships period, but this video is nuanced. My table, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, my table is set. You can get the visual of this beautiful table. There's cakes, pies, you know, all these delights on the table. And there are various people sitting around that table. And I ask God and my angels to please, you know, stand at the door where this beautiful room, the entry point, where this table is set. And Father, thy will be done. You see, your kingdom come, your will be done. You choose. You are the gatekeeper for all of my relationships. And I have to tell you, that door, my philosophy, this is my spiritual and personal philosophy. That door has to stay relatively, it swings both ways. Easy come, easy go. What do I mean by that? I don't want anyone at the table who's not mentally healthy, spiritually healthy, emotionally grounded, because you're not going to experience a good friendship with this person. So there are people you need to get up from that table and go, I won't stop you. I won't stop you. People need to be able to freely, because they're at all different stages in their life, people can freely come and go. And that's another nuanced piece. You just, you know, I get it. It can be a little tenuous out here, but having done this work and understanding what people are dealing with in terms of their mental health, what is going on in the backdrops of their lives, trust me, as you're out here building rapport and making new friends, you just don't want everyone at the table. If they're healthy and it's reciprocal, great. If not, you guys, with no apologies, just release and let it go. A few years ago, thought I was building a rapport, possibly a new friend, very early. And this person reached out, I reached back. Guess what? Didn't hear anything. I did not hear anything back. And you know what? That is perfectly fine. It is okay, because I follow, I call it the red ball theory of relationships. It's like a ball, period. You throw, you throw it, they catch it. If that ball is not coming back at you, you're no longer playing ball. And here's the caveat, everyone. Please don't sit there. Do not sit there and ruminate and worry If you do not hear back, please, please, please trust me on this. Don't waste your time with that. Just say to yourself, Father, your will be done. Keep moving on. And so many people, especially women, you're trying to read tea leaves, read into something, punishing yourself, brutalize yourself. You don't know what is going on. You don't know what is going on with these people, especially if it's potentially a new connection. I won't say friendship because the connection comes first. If there's a new connection forming, trust me, 28 years doing this work, you have no idea what is going on in the backdrop of someone's life. So another tip is don't personalize it. If you're forming a connection, you reach out, you don't hear back, whatever, things don't go the way you may have envisioned. Just don't personalize it. Keep moving on. I already talked to you about the red ball. It's so important as you're out here. So you know what? Connections are a priority. Keep God at the center of everything. You have no idea. I pray over my existing friendships. I pray over the people I haven't even met, business partnerships, whatever the case may be. Father, you stand at that door as my gatekeeper. I stress, thy will be done. And then lastly, what I want to share is it is so important to lead with intention. Be intentional about it. I make no bones about it. Connection is important to me. Relationship is important to me. Having said that, balance, having those friendships in balance is also important to me. So be intentional about it, because the more intentional you are, God is going to send you those warm, connected relationships. And I want to say again, I told you at the start of this video, I've seen it all. I've laughed, I've cried, I've been through all the ups and downs. Did I do something wrong? What's going on here? And what I can tell you is we're all here on a journey. It's evolution. Everything happens with purpose. I know you're not going to jump up and tap dance for the relationships that have been lost, but I at least would like you a little bit today to give thanks and gratitude. Give thanks and gratitude for all that you learned in those relationships. And you guys, I hope this playbook has been helpful, has been meaningful for you. Go out there, celebrate the wonderful connected friendships you have. Friendships between women, they're so powerful. And those of you who want to grow new ones, go and do just that. Please don't forget to take a minute, subscribe to the channel, and share the news of it with your friends and family. Thank you. Bye-bye.